given that there are, now countless new tools and countless media channels and just way more information and content, has that put people in that more in the technical aspect of, I've got a bunch of stuff to learn, but it's not big picture thinking. I got to know the
Makes
code.
me crazy.
I got,
140 characters. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. This is this.
I can learn it all in 140 characters.
Yeah.
This makes me crazy. This makes me crazy. Everybody's rushing for digital, for channel training.
Yep.
And if you're only doing channel training now, first of all, you're so far behind the curve to begin with. And second of all, if you don't start thinking, the training should be about how did this happen? The consumer has made this happen. We don't own it anymore. Consumer owns it. How did that happen? If you don't analyze and understand that, you will never get close to the consumer. They're so far ahead of us that, the joke of the consumer is so up front. The agencies are kind of running to catch up, and the clients are so far behind they can't even see the agency. And that's the challenge. You'll get it. You can get ahead of it.
That comes back to Suzanne's point of the big idea thinking, of training people for the big idea. Because if they're doing that, they're not thinking about I need to train digital on or this media. It's what's next? What is going to be coming next? And then you're leading the charge.
But is there now a gap between, the folks that come out of your program and the manager, the people who manage them? Is there a gap in knowledge that didn't exist before, where a younger generation is a little more comfortable in technology and they're saying, I know this world because I'm a digital native, you don't know it?
I just had this conversation 2 weeks ago with people from Wharton, and it's amazing how much what's coming into the business knows more than the people that are bringing them into the business. Mm-hmm. And we're not just talking about, being digital natives, that they understand that. It's just that they have explored and accessed so many people. I mean, I've got my students talking with Alex Bogusky directly, emailing him. If I had the chance to talk to David Ogilvy, God damn it, I would have.
Yeah.
But it was a $48 3-minute phone call, long distance, from Toronto, and go, hi, can I speak? It would have never happened. Now I just tweet, and the next thing you know, David Ogilvy's, I know he's
dead and all.
Yeah. But the whole idea, all of a sudden, somebody's following you.
Universe, though, you never know.
Yeah. And so these kids are coming in with more access to people, more access to knowledge that sometimes I'm thinking what's coming in knows more than what's bringing them in.
And is that a good thing, Nancy, or is there an overconfidence that's developing in the junior ranks?
I think it's such an interesting moment because, we talk about more senior people. Oh my God, where's the 360 people? They don't exist. But pretty soon everybody will be, because, under a certain age, you grew up digital. What they don't have is life experience. So in fact, they do have a lot to teach us elderly people. But the giant gap in actual life and work experience.
Yeah. And they don't have the strategic framing either.
They might know the tools.
They can say it as a user. They can speak natively as a user, but they can't step out. And this is one of the biggest things that we try to unlock for people is they can describe stuff and they can explain the why, but they can't connect the two things.
Which is where that filter has to come in.
They can't speak strategy.
Which is where that filter has to come in from the agency, where you have this young person who is chock full of knowledge, has had access to more knowledge than any of us ever were. Now we need somebody inside to train them to filter that so that we can frame it, put it into a context of why we do.
I'm actually quite surprised or shocked, disappointed, I don't know, when I talk to kids and, students or whatever, and we talk about social media, they know we want to do it on Twitter and Facebook. And I say, what does that mean? What if I took away Twitter and Facebook? Because by the time it's probably going to be gone anyway. So what does that mean? Now, don't just tell me the next thing. Don't say, well, it's going to be Foursquare, it's going to be Cloud, or it's going to be, no.
Or just,
what does this mean?
And they don't. What kind of community do you want to create here?
They don't
community?
Get it.
What do you mean?
And the notion of what social media truly is as an art form, or as a communication platform, as a mindset, they're not there. They go, I'm on Twitter. You got a Facebook, lots of friends. Lots of friends on Facebook.
When you say that, the funny exchange I kind of had in my head was somebody saying, I'm sorry, I was trained on MySpace.
You could be outdated in a heartbeat.
I was trained on MySpace.
I'm a MySpace person.
So clearly I'm 28 opposed to being 26.
That could kill you,
I'm
right?
not 28. Seriously, I'm not 28.
No, but
what's the one thing you each want people, whether it's organizations or individuals, what's the one thing that would make our industry better in the world of training, Anthony?
Just from my point of view, when you bring in the interns, when you bring in the juniors, that the mentorship program is truly a mentorship program, that the internship is meaningful, that the learning continues, and you focus the learning not just on what your agency does, but what's going to benefit them, which also comes back to where do we put the life skills in that. I think the agency can continue, and they will grow good people that will stay on, and you get that in at the beginning, you build a culture, you introduce that culture, I think you get a retention factor. And I think the industry, if they could address that, really that would be a great, at least from my perspective as an educator.
Nice. Nancy?
Just do it. Prioritize it, reprioritize it.
Yeah.
Bring it back. We've made a horrible mistake.
I love that. We've made a horrible mistake. Admit, we've made a horrible mistake. Yeah.
Yes. Jeff?
I'd say listen to the people that are coming in, listen to your current staff. What do they want? What do they need? And then put that into something that makes the suits in our industry see value. And because when they see the value, they'll make it happen. They'll go, okay, I can free that up. I will find a way. And yeah, listen and then do.
Suzanne?
Yeah, it's kind of I guess it's kind of a build on Nance and Jeff, but I'll call out human resources as a real opportunity. I mean, the whole idea that people are not commodities in our business, but they are the true assets of our business. We always talk about ideas as being our assets, and honestly, our ideas come from the energy and the guts of the people who work on stuff. And so it comes right down to, what is a human resources professional? Are they the resource professional or are they the human professional? And I think in our industry, very, very distinctive to a lot of industries, it's more on the human side than on the resource side. Yeah. And we got to get back to that first.
Leslie?
I think we have to change the bad rap the training gets. I think give the people the kind of training they deserve, because if you do, they're going to want to train, and it's going to make them hungrier to learn. And in our business, the hunger to learn is what our business is all about. Don't worry so much about, oh my God, is this the perfect training for right now in this moment in time? There are fundamental underpinning skills that everybody who works in the ad biz will need. And if you focus on those things, you will elevate the output of your agency. It's just a fact, because, even the greatest idea will not jump off the table and sell itself. There are some things that will never change for what we do.
I would agree with all of you, I guess. Until the day comes that an idea does create itself and jump off the table, which I would invest in.
That's a business model. That's a business model.
Easy.
Yeah,
that's right.
That was easy.
I don't know. Let's see what the campaign-o-meter will pull. This is a good one. Well, thank you all very much for coming. I really appreciate you taking the time. And to everybody else, thank you very much for tuning in and watching. I'd like to thank our partners for Exchange, Cartledge Digital, our full production team here. Tantrum did the titles for the show off the top, so thank you very much to those guys. And of course, to our media partner, Marketing Magazine. So leave your comments below, wherever below is, and tune in next month. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much for coming here. Thank you so much for coming here.
That was a real conversation.